Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan. Happy New Year and welcome to my January TBR. This is gonna be a quick, casual video talking about all of my reading plans this month. We are already a few days into the month, so I've already read some of these books, but we are still going to talk about my reading plans because I do have quite a bit going on this month. I have some secret TBRs I'm working on. I have a readathon I want to participate in. I have a new reading and workout goal that I'm apparently pursuing this year. So let's talk about all of it. I did already post my 2023 goals video. I don't have a ton of goals this year and I kind of plan to just keep doing what I'm doing with my reading and my content. But recently I had a conversation with my husband as we've been talking about some of our personal goals and things we want to work on this year. And one thing I want to get better about doing is working out regularly. And I don't even have any specific goals related to like weight loss or anything, just really being in the habit of moving my body is something I want to do. And so I was talking to him about how often I should work out, and in general, I'm not the type of person who likes to set like weekly goals. I know that works for some people to say they want to work out 2 times a week or 3 times a week, but I for some reason like to look at it more holistically and think about, okay, if I did this 2 times a week, in 52 weeks in a year, that's about 100 times total. And having that number in my mind for some reason works better because then I know if I have an off week where I skip 1 or 2 days, then I can always make it up later and still hit that 100 number goal by the end of the year. So that's kind of what I've been doing naturally when talking about my reading goals and content goals and things like that. And workout goals, I was gonna set it at 100, which is the same as my book goal, which is 100 books. And then my husband was like, I have a better challenge for you. How about for every book you read, you have to complete a workout, which is definitely going to challenge me because I know I'm going to read more than 100 books, but it is kind of a fun way to motivate myself to continue moving my body as fast as I read through books. And maybe that will even help me even out my reading a little bit because sometimes, some months, I get a little bit too focused into reading as many books as fast as possible. And this will force me to take breaks in the evening or whenever I have time to like remove myself from everything else I have going on and just focus on myself. Okay, that was a really long ramble about something not really related to books. But all that to say, I'm starting January with that goal of doing a workout for every book I finish. So far, I've finished 2 books and I've done 3 workouts, so I'm actually ahead of the game. Who knows if I'll maintain that, but off to a good start. Okay, let's start talking about some of the books, shall we? I do have quite a few books that I want to get to this month, and they are pretty much all for secret TBRs. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show the books that I plan to read, but I'm not gonna tell you what secret TBR they're for. I do think they're very guessable though. So if you have a guess for why I'm reading these books, definitely let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I will probably neither confirm nor deny, but you should see the content coming out very soon. So the first stack of books that I'll be reading are all mystery thrillers. I have already read one. I'm not gonna share my thoughts here, but All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers is a thriller. Ashley Flowers is the host of a podcast, Crime Junkies, I think is what it's called. I don't listen to that podcast, so I didn't really know of her before reading this book, but that is what I started with. I also have started, but not quite finished yet, The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This is a mystery about these people who all live in the same retirement home and like to solve murders together. We've got The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This is a thriller that I don't know too much about, but I've heard really good things. And this book has a really high average rating on Goodreads, so that makes me very curious to pick it up. We've got The Maid by Nita Prose, which I believe is a mystery about a woman who works in a hotel or something like that. Very popular about a year ago, so I'm excited to finally be getting around to it. The last physical book that I have for that video is The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. This is a mystery thriller. I honestly don't know anything about it. I have read 2 previous Simone St. James books, and they've just been okay, so I think this will kind of be the deciding book for me of whether I continue to pick up things she puts out. And then the last book that I will be reading for that video is Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. I think this is about a bunch of old ladies who are killers or running from a killer or something. Not really sure, but I'll read it and let you know. After I finish all of those thrillers, then I will be shifting modes and getting into some romances. Again, it will probably be pretty easy to figure out why I'm reading all of these, but first I will be starting with Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I have not read anything by Ali Hazelwood, and I'm very curious to see what I think about it. I see very polarized mixed reviews for her books. I think I have a chance at liking them because I know they have a STEM focus. And I haven't heard that this one is as cringy as her previous book, The Love Hypothesis, in terms of like the love interest and everything. So I'm gonna give it an honest try, we'll see. I will be reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I have read one other book by this author, a middle grade contemporary, called Ivy Aberdeen something with the universe. I can't remember the exact title, but I really enjoyed that one. So very excited to try out an adult contemporary romance by her. I will be reading Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I think this is the second book in this series, and it's about sisters. And I think I can read this book without having read the first one. But if you've read both of them, let me know if that's true. Let me know if I can read this without having read the first one, and if it's generally unrelated, and I'll be fine. I think that's usually the case with romance series. So that's how I'm gonna go into this one, and we'll see how it goes. Then I will be reading one of the Twisted books. I think Twisted Love is the first one in the series, and then like Twisted Games and Twisted Hate or something like that. Same situation here. I'm not sure if these books can be read out of order or if you have to read them in order. If you know, let me know. And then one more time, same deal. I will be reading Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, assuming I can read this without having read the first book in the series. I don't know anything about this book, but I actually really like the cover of it, and I do have the first book in my possession also, and it looks like it's like building blueprints, and that intrigues me. I think some people probably think it's really boring, especially for a romance cover, but I actually quite like it, and I'm excited to read this book. The third and final secret TBR video that I want to do, I don't have any of the books physically for it yet, but this will be later in the month, so I have some time to compile them. If I don't finish this all in January, it'll just roll over into February. But for this third video, I will be reading Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which is an adult contemporary romance that I have seen nothing but rave reviews for. So I'm actually really excited for this one, and I'm hoping that I love it as much as everyone else seems to. Then I will be reading The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marie Wiseman, which is a historical fiction, I think. I'm very excited to get some historical fiction mixed into this month since it's very obviously thriller and romance heavy so far. Then I want to read The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward. I have read Sundial by this author and was very pleasantly surprised, so hoping I have a similar experience with this one. I think it's a horror book. And then lastly for this video, I want to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I think this is technically a fantasy book, but it does seem like a fantasy that I could enjoy. Seeing some overall mixed thoughts, but I think the people who love this book absolutely love it, so hoping I'm in that boat and I connect to the story and the characters as much as them. And then one more thing I plan to do in January is participate in the New Year New Reads Readathon, which is a week-long readathon. I believe it's from the 9th to the 15th. It looks like a fun readathon with some fun prompts hosted by some of my friends here, so I definitely want to participate and support. I don't have my TBR built for that yet. I probably will wait until that week and just see what I can pull off of my shelves. But did want to plug it just in case anyone watching this missed that announcement. I will link all of the hosts and their announcement videos for that readathon down below in case you're looking for something fun to participate in, and I will likely vlog that week as well. So definitely a jam-packed January. Lots of books and reading vlogs that I'm trying to fit in, and I'm truly excited about all of them, which I think is a great place to be to start out the year. Please let me know what you're planning on reading this month to kick off the new year. Since we're already a few days into it, you may have already finished your first read of the year. Let me know if you did and how that went. For me, so far so good. You can follow me on Goodreads, and I do keep my reading up to date there if you don't want to wait for reading vlogs to see my thoughts on books. I do usually rate books on Goodreads before I talk about them and post vlogs. So you can get the spoilers there if you want to, but if not, lots of videos coming out with my thoughts on all of these books very soon, so I hope you are as excited as I am. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.